Coming up, we'll talk SEC football, high school football. We'll have our Coach's Corner with head coach Sam Adams and more on Southern Sports Now. Welcome in on this Thursday. It is the 21st of September, 2023. I'm Chase Robinson, your host. Glad you are joining us today as we've got a great show coming up on the way for you as we get rolling here on this Thursday. As we get ready for really what is going to be a huge weekend of high school football tomorrow night. Huge day of college football. So many good games to watch on Saturday. So many really top 25 matchups going on. Of course, Jacksonville State has homecoming on Saturday, so huge weekend, and we're going to do our job to get you ready for that today and tomorrow for the big weekend coming up. But as typical on Fridays, we do the mailbag, so got to let you know how you can send those questions in. You can send them in via email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can send an email with your sports questions there. You can send a message on the East Alabama Now Facebook page. You can send us a message on there or drop it in the comments on this video, and we'll answer all of your sports questions tomorrow as we do each Friday on the Southern Sports Now mailbag. But go ahead and get those questions into us now. Again, via email, eansports23@gmail.com, on the East Alabama Now Facebook page, or drop it in the comments here on this video, and we will get to those coming up tomorrow. So always look forward to opening up that mailbag and checking that out. We'll be talking with Sam Adams coming up in just a little bit as part of the Coach's Corner with Coach Sam Adams, presented by Room Home Furnishings. So we'll get to that in a little bit as Oxford get ready really for a huge matchup with Pinson Valley coming up. So many great games between Oxford and Pinson Valley over the years. 2019, Oxford goes to Pinson Valley to beat them in the regular season on a last-second touchdown. Oxford beat Pinson Valley in the semifinals in 2019 to get to the state championship that Oxford ended up winning. In 2020, Pinson Valley put Oxford out of the playoffs in the quarterfinals. They put them out of the playoffs in 2021, and then beat Oxford in the regular season last year. So this has been a really fun series over the years between Oxford and Pinson Valley, and should be a fun one again on Friday night. So we'll talk with Coach Sam Adams a little bit later on about that. But coming up next, I want to talk top quarterbacks in the SEC. There's been a lot of talk on Alabama and Auburn's quarterbacks specifically here on the show, but I want to kind of broaden the view of quarterbacks to the SEC. We'll do that when we come back here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
East Alabama Now Local News has been bringing you the best local news coverage for 6 months. And now we're growing.
EAN News will be available to you 5 nights a week with new faces, new content, and coverage that is second to none.
We'll be bringing you the weather that matters to your neighborhood and to you. Rain or shine, you'll be in the know.
Sports always brings communities together. And EAN Sports will have coverage of all of our area events.
East Alabama Now, local news. New faces, same great coverage. Starting 5 days a week, May 1st. EAN Local News, your news on your schedule.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you Southern Sports Now each and every day. Of course, Ted's Floors and Beyond has all of your flooring needs, whether it is hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They've got it for you there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston, and they can help you pick out what you like, want, need. They can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet to offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover that includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they can offer you work on your outdoor space. Maybe it's an outdoor kitchen or patio, living space. They've got some specialty tiles and stones that can help enhance your outdoor space. So go by and see them today. Their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online, shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you Southern Sports Now. We welcome you back in. I'm Chase Robinson. As we've talked a lot over the last few weeks, the season's been going on, about the quarterbacks at Alabama and Auburn. Huge quarterback situation at Alabama. Jalen Milroe started the first two games. Buckner Simpson played against South Florida. Milroe has been named the starter for Ole Miss this week. Really the first time that Saban has named a starter this season. And then you look at Auburn. You've seen Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford both at times in the games, and you've got to imagine that Peyton Thorne's got to be that guy now for Auburn. So we've talked a lot about those quarterbacks, but as we kind of broaden the scope across the SEC, I'm curious, who is the top quarterback in the SEC? And I'd love for you to drop a comment on this video and let me know what you think. But I've got three guys who I think are the top quarterbacks in the SEC. So I'm going to share those with you, who I think the top quarterbacks are. Here's my list. First, Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels of LSU. So far this season, he's got 976 yards. He's thrown 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He's 70 for 96 so far throwing the football. But I think he's hands down the best quarterback in the SEC right now. Now I'm talking about, here we are 3 weeks into the year. This is who I think is the top, is Jayden Daniels at LSU. And we saw him come on last year and what he was able to do in leading LSU to an SEC West title, beating Alabama. He had an excellent game against Alabama, but we knew coming into the season he was going to be good, and so far, great numbers to start the season for the LSU Tigers. My number 2 top quarterback in the SEC, I've got Spencer Rattler from South Carolina. He's got 954 yards so far. He's thrown 4 touchdowns. He has thrown 2 interceptions, which have been tough there for Spencer Rattler. He had a decent game Saturday, as especially a really good first half against Georgia, leading the offense there. He's 77 of 108 so far, but I think the ceiling is very high for Spencer Rattler. In his time at Oklahoma, you got to think back. He was a Heisman favorite to start the year a couple of years ago, and didn't have a great performance. Ended up being benched for Caleb Williams, and everybody knows the story. He transferred to South Carolina, had a really good November last year, leading the team and helping get those wins over Tennessee last year, as well as Clemson, and again, a really good first half against Georgia. Struggled in that North Carolina game though, which was tough for the Gamecocks. But I think Spencer Rattler has a very high ceiling this year, and I think we're going to see some really incredible moments from South Carolina and Spencer Rattler. I told you before the season, I have South Carolina with 8 wins, and I think Spencer Rattler's really going to help them get to that point. But I've got him at my number 2 quarterback. And then Jackson Dart, a guy Alabama's going to see this weekend at Ole Miss. He's got 852 yards and 7 touchdowns on the year. He's thrown 1 interception. He is 45 of 68. And, I've got Rattler and Dart as 2 and 3. Honestly, you could swap those. I'm looking at yardage. Rattler's able to get some big yardage plays. Dart is an excellent quarterback, though, and Alabama's defense is going to have to be ready for what he brings to the table. But these are my top 3 quarterbacks in the SEC so far. 3 weeks into the year, a lot can change. I'm sure we'll see some other guys step up. You got to think about a guy like Graham Mertz from Florida. Where does he fit at in the SEC? What's the Gators going to be able to do? How is he going to be able to lead them? We saw the Gators beat Tennessee this past weekend. Huge win for Florida and Graham Mertz in the offense, but we'll see where he ends up in a few weeks, and maybe there's some other quarterbacks who are going to step up. But as far as the quarterback game goes, these are the 3 guys that really stand out to me as being the top quarterbacks in the SEC. First 3 weeks of the season up to this point, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see what happens after a great slate of games coming up this week. Here's the SEC games coming up this Saturday. Auburn and Texas A&M. They've got the 11 a.m. game on ESPN. You've got Kentucky, Vandy, also an 11 a.m. kick on the SEC Network. You've got Ole Miss, Alabama, 2:30 on CBS. You've got Tennessee hosting UTSA. That is University of Texas San Antonio, 3 p.m. on the SEC Network. Arkansas, LSU, 6 p.m. on ESPN. Florida coming off that big win over Tennessee. They've got Charlotte at 6 p.m. on SEC Network Plus. You got Georgia hosting the UAB Blazers, 6:30 ESPN2. Trent Dilfer's had a lot to say about SEC football this week. He loves it. And he's got a chance to experience that in Athens on Saturday night. You've got Missouri hosting Memphis and South Carolina hosting Mississippi State. We'll see if South Carolina can bounce back after that win that loss to Georgia. Great first half. Couldn't quite finish it, but I think it's a win for the Gamecocks against the Bulldogs Saturday night there on the SEC Network. But huge slate of games there for the SEC and for college football as a whole, really. I mean, you got Oregon, Colorado, which I know a lot of folks are going to have their eye on. You got Notre Dame, Ohio State. Saturday should be a great one. So great games all across college football. Should be a fun Saturday. And, of course, you got Jacksonville State at home. Homecoming for the Gamecocks, as it'll be a 4 p.m. kick against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. So good set of SEC games and college football games coming up this weekend. We'll jump to a break, and we'll wrap things up, talking a little high school football after we talk with Coach Sam Adams as well, coming up here on Southern Sports Now.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
EAN Sports is proud to bring you the best, most informative local sports content, and we want your help to be able to do that. If you have a story idea, a tip for our sportscast, or even a highlight clip you want to see on EAN Local Sports, send us an email, eansports23@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @EAN_sports, or you can send it to the EAN News Facebook page. EAN Sports, bringing you the local sports happening in your community.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
If you see some interesting weather phenomenon in your backyard here in East Alabama, send that to us. We would love to hear from you. Send that to us at the email address you see on your screen or through Facebook at EAN News.
Welcome to Room by Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
The Oxford Football Coaches Corner with Sam Adams is brought to you by Room Home Furnishings. Room by Room is locally owned and operated in Oxford, serving Northeast Alabama and surrounding areas. Room by Room offers quality name brand furniture and accessories for your home at the absolute best price. When visiting their beautifully decorated showroom, you'll find a large selection of sofas, love seats, recliners, mattresses, dining tables, dining chairs, lamps, pendant lighting, leather furniture, power sofas, power love seat, power recliners, and much more. Room by Room Home Furnishings in Oxford helps turn your house into a home. Welcome into the Oxford Football Coaches Corner with head coach Sam Adams. I'm Chase Robinson, and coach, big win last week, 52-0 region game over Huffman. What did you learn about your guys last week in that big win?
Well, it was good to get off to a 2-0 start in the region. We still have a lot of work ahead of us region-wise and non-region-wise as well for the rest of the year. But, I was proud of the way the guys just kind of came out and did what we needed to do pretty early on and allowed us to play some younger guys in the second half, which, that helps your practices the next week so everybody feels like they're involved and contributing to the team. And, it was just good it's always good to play as many people as you can in every game.
Defense-wise, of course, your starters did a great job of shutting them out, not allowing a point. Your younger guys come in, do the same thing. Talk about just what you saw from the defense from both the starters and the younger guys of keeping them out of the end zone and off the board.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of preparing throughout the week, knowing that they were likely to probably get a few more reps than they normally would on a lot of other Friday nights. I thought we'd continue to tackle well, and even if they did gain some yardage in there, it was hard-earned yardage, and we didn't give them anything for free.
Offensively, it seemed like your guys were in pretty good field position every time you started offensively. How do you think they responded to that?
Well, outside of the one turnover we had in the first half, that was a self-inflicted kind of thing with this, being not quite on the same page in the backfield on something that was going on where we could run or pass. But I think special teams-wise, we were, consistently starting them in poor field position and giving ourselves good field position, which is, the combination of defense and special teams. Yardage-wise, it wasn't our biggest game because we had short fields for the majority of the game. But same as the defensive side, I think our guys did a really good job of just going out and doing what they need to do and then, allowing us to get some other guys in the game.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, it seems like a new guy every week stepping up. This week, a lot of guys kind of did their part and contributed to that win.
Yeah, this was, Mason Mims was, as consistent as he has been all year, distributing the ball where it needed to go. I think you saw a lot of guys contribute pretty much equally across the board with, Kamari Hampton and Nick Richardson. We did rush for 6 touchdowns this past week. And that's always good to see. And had Jacamian Embry got his first rushing touchdown of the year. But I think that's one of the big advantages that we do have is there's so many guys that can contribute, and some of those guys have had big games already, and some guys are still kind of waiting their turn.
Yeah. So Pinson Valley this week, you go on the road, a team that's had a lot of success as of recent state championships and has had some really good battles with Oxford. What's kind of the week been in preparation for the Indians this week?
Well, they've kind of been our nemesis here for the last several years. Going back to 2020, before I got here, they knocked Oxford out of the playoffs and knocked us out in 21 and beat us in the regular season last year in 22. And they're really better than their record looks. We're not falling into that trap of saying, hey, they're 1-2 and all that. They've played 3 good football teams, and they were able to beat Florence, who then turned around after that and beat Austin, which was a really good win for them in their 7A region. They played McAdory. McAdory got the best of them, but that was a game that probably could have gone either way. Just, a handful of plays decided it, like our McAdory game was. And then, Clay kind of gave it to them a little bit last week, but Clay's, one of the top teams in the state, and they're ranked, I think, 2 in the latest poll, and that's they're definitely deserving of being 2 or 1 at this point. You know, I mean, they're definitely one of the top teams in the state. So, you know, Pinson Valley definitely still has good players. They still have good coaches. They're going to pose lots of problems for us. You know, I think we're doing a good job of preparing throughout the week and understanding, you know, what it takes to win games like this. Now we just got to go out on Friday and do it.
Pinson Valley always has really good athletes, fast athletes. What have you seen just from watching their film offensively? What can Oxford fans expect?
Offensively, I mean, they're in the spread family, which most teams are now. And they're not afraid to challenge you down the field in the passing game, and they do kind of mix it up in their running game as well. They try to sort of balance it out. Quarterback is a guy that can run or throw. They've actually played a couple different guys back there, but they're, you know, athletic enough to hurt you with their legs and their arm. You know, and we just have to continue to make them earn everything that they may get on Friday night.
And I know Oxford, you guys ranked number 9 in the state now, and I know y'all don't pay too much attention to all that, but is a game like this a game where you can say, oh, this is a good chance to go out and prove ourselves that we are, you know, valid of being a top 10 team in the state?
Yeah, that's kind of been the mantra of the week is prove it. You know, if you want to be thought of in the top tier of teams that, you know, maybe have a chance to make a deep playoff run, then you got to beat teams like Pinson Valley to prove that you belong in that kind of category. And you know, according to the Sports Writers poll and all that, they're kind of voting us into that category. But you know, it's up to us to make sure that we maintain the level, not just maintain the level of play that we've had, but continue to improve week after week so that we're really playing our best football come week 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah. Defensively for Pinson Valley, what challenges will they bring to the offense?
They have, you know, some really athletic D linemen. You know, they have good motors up there, play extremely hard. They have, you know, DBs that have good foot speed. You know, they don't have a lot of returning starters from last year. It's mostly a brand new defense. I mean, they got one guy that started last year, but he's a good player at their Mike linebacker. He'll be, you know, in the top level of linebackers that will play all year long, and same thing with the D tackle. Number 99 is a really good dynamic player. He's not the most physically imposing guy height wise. He's on the shorter end of the spectrum, but he does play extremely hard, and you know we're gonna have to work extra hard to finish blocks against him.
Oxford Pinson Valley coming up this Friday night. We're gonna grab a quick timeout. We'll come back with our One Tom Plumber. 3 keys for success. It's the Oxford Coaches Corner presented by Room Home Furnishings.
Welcome to Room Home Furnishings, a locally owned and operated furniture store located in Oxford, Alabama. We've been serving Northeast Alabama and the surrounding area since 2007. We offer stylish and affordable new arrivals and all the top trends to help you get a cozy and homey atmosphere with hand-picked home furnishings and decor to fit anybody's style and budget with knowledge, personality, and good vibes. Let Room by Room in Oxford, Alabama help you score amazing deals and turn your house into a home.
Wait, this isn't a game. It's your basement. It's filling with water. And even worse, it's 2 a.m. Who are you going to call? Time's up. We'll come out 24/7, 365, any day, any time to put out any fires. Well, not actual fire. There's a better number for that. But when it comes to plumbing, call One Tom Plumber.
We're back here on the Oxford Football Coaches Corner with head coach Sam Adams, presented by Room Home Furnishings. In this part of the show each week, we give you our 3 keys to success, presented by One Tom Plumber. Coach, what are your 3 keys to success as you get ready for Pinson Valley?
Well, offensively, it's going to be just maintaining balance in that we're willing to take whatever they are willing to give to us. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean 50-50 run pass. It just means distributing the ball where it needs to go so that, you know, we're putting ourselves in the best available space on a consistent basis. And special teams wise, it's going to be huge to win the field position battle. I think we've been pretty good at that over most of our snaps this year. Our return teams have been productive. Our coverage teams have been productive. And so we got to continue to do that so that we're, you know, putting them in long field situations and the opposite for us, being put in short field situations on offense. And then defensively, just continue to, you know, tackle well and make them have to earn every first down that they get and not give up explosive plays.
Those are your 3 keys for success presented by One Tom Plumber. Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of the Oxford Football Coaches Corner with head coach Sam Adams, presented by Room Home Furnishings.
Here at Ted's, we are excited to now be offering custom-made cabinets. With that in mind, we're changing our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond is going to encompass everything that we offer in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Welberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brodney Sneed from both CARES and Direct Primary Care. Direct Primary Care is an exciting new model of medical care growing on both the East and West Coast. It's been recommended by Forbes and the American Academy of Family Physicians and others for individuals or small businesses with or without health insurance. The pure simplicity of a membership model streamlines the burden of medical care. It eliminates 60% of the overhead. That streamlining allows providers time to focus on patients with free, no copay, no deductible, unhurried office visits or telehealth visits with minimal waiting room time. It produces same or next day appointments and access by text or telephone during and after hours. That saves you from leaving work, wasting time and getting exposed in a waiting room. And the convenience and cost with barriers removed helps one avoid letting problems like a sore throat turn into an expensive ER or hospital visit for pneumonia. If you're interested, search the web for CARES Direct Primary Care.
Southern Sports now rolling on as we come into our final segment here on this Thursday. As I just heard from head coach Sam Adams in our Room Home Furnishings Coaches Corner with Oxford football's Sam Adams as they get ready for Pinson Valley. But let's take a look at this week's games. Week 4 of the high school football season, man, it is flying by. And here's the games. We've got region games all across the state of Alabama. Alexandria at Springville on Friday nights. Looking for their first win is the Valley Cubs. You've got Anniston and White Plains in a region game there at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium. Cleburne County plays host to the Munford Lions. You've got Donahoe on the road at Victory Christian. Glencoe is hosting Plainview on Friday night. You've got Hoax Bluff and Westbrook Christian there at Mike Robertson Stadium in Hoax Bluff. Jacksonville travels to Talladega. They're coming off that big win over Anniston as they'll go on the road to face the Talladega Tigers. Moody hosts Lincoln. You've got Ohatchee at Piedmont. There's been some fun ones in that rivalry over the last decade or so, and it's at the Field of Champions. Piedmont getting their first win last week. Ohatchee and their first loss last week to Sylvania. So Ohatchee will meet up with Piedmont. You've got Oxford at Pinson Valley. Huge game there. You've got Pleasant Valley looking to remain unbeaten as they host Cleveland. You've got Ranburne at Woodland. Weaver makes the trip to Randolph County. You've got Sachs at Childersburg. Southside is at St. Clair County. Spring Garden makes a trip to Winterboro, and you've got Welburn taking that trip down south to Dadeville coming up this week. So great region games, high school games all across the state, but really good games involving East Alabama teams coming up this weekend. So looking forward to a Friday night of high school football across East Alabama. That's all the time we've got for you today. Tomorrow we will preview more high school, more college as we get you ready for Jacksonville State as they get ready for Eastern Michigan on Saturday. All that coming up on the show tomorrow. Remember to subscribe to the East Alabama Now YouTube channel. you can be notified when we post a video or go live. So you can do that there on YouTube. Like the East Alabama Now Facebook page. Share it with your friends. Share this video. Comment. Would love to share it with your friends. And join us right back here. We're here each and every weekday for you, Monday through Friday, on the East Alabama Now YouTube and Facebook page for Southern Sports Now. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll have a Friday show coming up tomorrow here, and hope you have a great rest of your day.